Not only one of the brightest young talents of modern football, Lamine Yamal is also the face of a new generation of players, where talent comes with fame and an enviable life. But have you ever wondered, behind those peak performances, what his real life looks like? A boy who is only 16 years old, yet has entered the world of million-dollar contracts, luxury flights, and expensive items. Could all of this truly belong to him? Or is this just the beginning? Let's explore the journey and the luxurious life of Lamine Yamal, starting from the very place where everything originated. Lamine Yamal was born in 2007 in Spain. His full name is Lamine Yamal Nasraoui Abana. Even from a young age, he soon revealed distinct qualities compared to his peers. After moving to Barcelona at age 7, Yamal began his football journey in the youth training system and quickly joined La Masia, the famous training ground that has produced many of world football's biggest stars. Here he stood out thanks to his technique, confidence, and ability to create breakthroughs. Those impressive performances helped Yamal continuously advance through the youth levels before being promoted to Barcelona's Juvenil A. It didn't take much time for coach Javi Hernandez to call him up to the first team. In 2023, at just 15 years old, Lamine Yamal debuted for the Barcelona first team and immediately entered history as the youngest first-team player ever to take the field, score and win La Liga with the club. But that was not all. He also became the youngest player to start in the Champions League, the youngest player to score in the Spanish Super Cup, and at the same time the youngest player to score in the history of the Copa del Rey. With such a series of impressive milestones, Yamal has won notable individual titles, including the first Golden Boy Award from the Johan brand. Currently, this young star is still wearing the Barcelona jersey with a contract extending at least until 2026. And with the current development momentum, the question arises, is this Yamal's first peak, or just the opening chapter for a career that is much more brilliant? Before reaching the spotlight, Lamine Yamal once grew up in a small apartment in Rocafonda, a simple neighborhood in Mataró. Although life has changed now, he still hasn't forgotten his starting point. With every goal, the number 304 appears on his hand as a reminder of his roots, of the days when no one knew this name. But the real turning point came when Yamal lived and matured at La Masia, Barcelona's famous academy. This is not only a place for training players, but also a modern living space for the most excellent talents, with a series of amenities such as private rooms, living areas, entertainment rooms, and separate training grounds. La Masia brings an environment that any young player would dream of. This facility has a value of up to tens of millions of euros, enough to show the class of the place where Yamal was once attached every day. And currently, although still living mainly at the academy, with an increasing income, owning a private home is perhaps only a matter of time. But more noteworthy than anything is, a boy only 16 years old, who went from a small apartment to such high-class living spaces. How much further will his journey ahead change? Many people are curious about which cars a young star like Lamine Yamal will be associated with. Even though he is not yet old enough to drive himself, that does not mean he stands outside the world of expensive and attractive car models. On the contrary, from very early on, Yamal has appeared many times beside cars that have caught the attention of many people. One of them is the Audi A3, a sedan model with an elegant look yet still strong enough to make an impression. In addition, he is also often seen in the Cupra Formentor, a modern, spacious vehicle line that stands out thanks to driver assistance technology and remarkable performance. This is a type of car that is both convenient and clearly demonstrates the image of a young player stepping into a higher class. Besides that, people also speculate that the car collection associated with the Yamal includes a Range Rover, a luxury SUV model very popular with celebrities thanks to its large space, smooth feel, and comfort during long trips. But the most prominent is still the McLaren Artura, a high-performance supercar with very impressive acceleration capabilities. Although he likely has only had the opportunity to experience this model, its appearance is still enough to show that life around Yamal is far from that of an ordinary teenager. From the Audi A3, Cupra Formentor to the Range Rover or McLaren Artura, Every detail shows that Lamine Yamal's world is becoming more luxurious by the day. And the question is, when his career is only just beginning, what other incredible names will appear in his actual garage in the next few years? Not only impressive on the field, Lamine Yamal is also gradually defining his personal style through expensive fashion items and accessories. Although still very young, he has shown meticulousness in his way of dressing and is not afraid to invest in the smallest details. One of the things Yamal particularly likes is football boots. He used to use Nike Mercurial Vapor 15 models, including the Dream Speed versions and pairs designed specifically for big matches. After that, Yamal continued to sign a contract with Adidas and switched to using the Adidas X Crazy Fast Messi line, one of the high-end shoe models that is typically only associated with top players. Not stopping at the field, Yamal's everyday style also bears a strong fashion mark. He has appeared with items such as shirts from gallery department, nylon jackets combined with high-end headphones, or outfits from other famous brands. Although not too ostentatious, every detail shows clear investment and aesthetic taste. In addition, Yamal also owns valuable accessories such as Cernucci watches, crafted from stainless steel with a sophisticated design and high durability. This is a type of accessory that is not just for telling time, but also shows the class of the wearer. From competition shoes and clothing to watches, every choice of Yamal reflects one thing. He is not just a young player, but is gradually entering the world of icons. And when his fame continues to increase, how much more will his style change? Not only living among expensive amenities, Lamine Yamal is also gradually getting used to transportation for the elite. Each of his trips is no longer simply moving from one place to another, but also clearly reflects the growing position of a rising young star. When accompanying Barcelona, Yamal has appeared on flights using Air Europa's Airbus A330. This is a wide-body aircraft line for long journeys, often adjusted to bring maximum comfort to passengers. The cost of renting such a flight alone is enough to show the class of the journeys he is experiencing. Not stopping there. The original content also mentions that Yamal's father owns or uses a Cessna Citation CJ3, a mid-sized jet model prominent for its convenience, safety, and private space. With a family that can access such means of transport, clearly life around Yamal is increasingly different from the image of an ordinary young player. Besides airplanes, Yamal is also said to love seaside vacations and has appeared on beautiful boats, showing that even his rest time is associated with luxury. From flights with the team to expensive private means, the world Yamal is entering is becoming more and more lavish. And when his career continues to flourish, how much more will his future ways of moving surprise people? At age 16, Lamine Yamal not only impresses with his talent, but also possesses a dream income for many professional players. From his days in the youth team, his specific salary was not announced. But as one of the brightest talents, his income back then was certainly not small. Currently, after extending his contract with Barcelona until 2026, Yamal has moved to a completely different level. According to data mentioned in the original content, his salary has reached hundreds of thousands per year, not counting bonuses based on competition performance. And with the current rate of development, this figure is almost certain to rise sharply in the near future. Not only stopping at salary, Yamal's value in the transfer market also makes many people pay attention. His contract comes with a release clause of over $1 billion, a huge number showing the absolute trust the club puts in this young talent. At the same time, with a valuation of about $145 million. Yamal is currently considered one of the most valuable young players in the world. Besides that, his influence on social media is also growing. With millions of followers on Instagram, Yamal is starting to become a face sought after by many major brands, including Adidas, a long-term contract promising to bring a very large source of income off the field. All of this shows that, even though his career has only just begun, Yamal already possesses a financial foundation that many people would take a lifetime to achieve. But the real question is, when everything is only at the starting line, how far will his wealth limit go in the future? From a boy growing up in a small apartment in Roccafonda To one of the brightest young talents in the world of football, Lamine Yamal is step by step entering a life that many people can only dream of. A rising career, fast increasing income, and luxurious experiences are all just the beginning for the journey ahead. If you find this story interesting, don't forget to leave a like and share your thoughts in the comments section. And please subscribe to the channel so as not to miss the next stories about the life, career, and secrets behind the world's leading stars.